Hi, my name is Jen Hageman and I am an equine equipment designer, and my specialty is integrating top performance textiles and impact technologies into equestrian equipment. Today I want to talk about bridles, and specifically because we deal with a lot of materials, and that's what this page is about. I'm going to deal with biothane bridles, and one of the things I wanted to talk about first and foremost is the fit. When I first came over into this side of the industry, what I noticed most was the amount of manufacturers, especially overseas manufacturers, that had no knowledge of horses. Not only did they not know the anatomy, they didn't know the sport. It was simply a piece, a long golf ball, bridle, jock strap, didn't matter. So whatever the contract was to manufacture, it's about manufacturing. When designing equine equipment, especially one as that goes on the face of a horse, which is so sensitive and delicate, there's a lot of attention to detail. So I wanted to do this piece because of the huge amount of influx of strap goods I see coming in from Pakistan, India, China, and I wanted to make people aware to check your labels, as we have established on this page about how anybody can say and do anything, and they do, in this industry. And one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of the bad manufacturers get wrong is this brow band. And so they'll shorten the brow band, which is going to pull up on the side, the cheek pieces, and it's going to cause the bridle to lay very, very close to the eye, being tremendously uncomfortable. And I wanted to point out, this is one of my favorite books, actually. And you'll see these huge nerves. Think about when you brush your horse's face, when you go to reach for your horse's face. Your horse's face is incredibly sensitive, and it's for a reason. So I encourage everybody to go to Google and look at the anatomy, and you're going to see these huge veins that you're trying to avoid, as well as, or excuse me, these are nerves. The white are nerves, and you're going to see the veins through there as well. So there's a big blood supply and a lot of nerves in your horse's face. Obviously, we want our animals to be comfortable. Design is everything when it comes to comfort. So the brow band, add a measuring tape to your toolbox going to the tack store. Measure your horse so you know if it's 16, 17, 15 inches you want in the brow band. The cheek pieces are another thing. I get 1 to 2 requests per week from offshore manufacturers. Typically nowadays it's from Pakistan or India, wanting me to distribute goods here, strap goods, in the United States. There are companies that do take them up on it. And I worked for a company that entertained these guys, and they would give me, because I was the one with horses, that they would give me the samples to go try, and I can tell you the cheek pieces, especially the cabossons, the nose bands, were all over the shop. And it wasn't just the leather quality, it was the measurements and designs themselves. And there was no rhyme or reason between Arab, cob, warm blood, full. So due diligence lies within us as the horse owners. Now that you're aware, you know, the brow band is critical, because it's going to drop it by, make it fit comfortably and not close it by the eye. And the cabossons, this bridle is missing a cabossons or a noseband, but that's a tremendous amount of nerves and blood supply down there as well. So comfort, think about comfort, how much you want your horse to be comfortable, and the face is one of the most critical elements that we have yet to touch on. So I just wanted to get that put out there as far as fit and bridle strap goods, and then go into Beta Biothane. There is Beta Biothane, and there is all else. If it is a webbing or coating and it has another name, it's knockoff. There's Beta Biothane. Beta Biothane is the original, it's genuine, and it's here in the United States, it's manufactured here, and it's one of the only materials where they have gone ahead and manufactured for our industry. They produce different types of PTU and PVC polymers in different textures, different widths, different the softness, pliability, but it is engineered specifically for us. Now this is a bridle from horseloversoutlet.com, and they specialize in biothane tack. They only use Beta Biothane, and their claims are maintenance-free, rinse clean in seconds, durable, waterproof, will not mold or mildew, will not absorb odors, will not dry out or crack, strong web core. Absolutely every single one to a T. I don't understand why this material isn't utilized by more of us in the industry, such as mounted police, this stuff, the military and police forces that have to spend so much time looking neat and looking clean. This stuff washes off in a jiff. I mean, it's just so easy to care for. So before I get off track, which I so often do, this comes from a company, Kristen and Kent Lacey, who wonderful people, and they have a background in endurance. So endurance, as a designer, I can tell you, is one of the hardest disciplines, if not the hardest discipline to design for. When you're designing for a sport where a horse and rider pair are going 100 miles in a day, up and down mountain ranges, you can't make a mistake. You have to be spot on as a designer. And most importantly, it has to be comfortable, especially for the horse. In the sport of endurance, which is one of the reasons I love it so much, and I think is the most ironic thing, is there's many checkpoints where the horse is evaluated and has to meet criteria before continuing on. Otherwise, they're pulled. And they have to meet pulse and respiration, and they have to be spot on to continue. The riders, however, can and often are chafed, bruised, battered, broken, bleeding. It doesn't matter. Just shove them in the tack and send them off. As long as the horse is okay and comfortable and great and sound, on goes the pair. This company knows what they're doing as far as design and as far as material. You're going to see this type of material, Beta Biothane, used in some of the, I'm going to call it what it is, Tevis Cup. If you have not heard of the Tevis Cup, T-E-V-I-S, look it up. It is, people will argue with me, but I'll argue back, is the hardest endurance race in the world. It traverses 2 mountain ranges, and it starts in Tahoe, California, and it ends in Auburn, California, and it's a 24-hour race through some of the most rugged countryside. And this stuff proves its merit day in, day. This is a favorite, not only of our U.S. team that goes abroad and competes in 100-mile races, which are a walk in the park compared to Tevis. You're going to see this material hold up there. So when you're and it's made to do that. The waterproof, the flexibility, the pliability, it's soft to the touch. The reins are going to have a nice grip. As I said, I really don't know why we don't use it more, especially in trail riding, barrel racing. It comes in so many different colors. I mean, I think there's 20 different colors in the flat and another 30 different colors in the shiny, and there's camo, and there's Navajo, and there's glittery, and imagine just being able to clean it off and not having any worry. And most importantly, you're going to have a great fit. One of the things I wanted to just shout out there is that the bridles I see coming on the market now, put out by the more questionable manufacturers, usually have bling on them. So watch that eye, watch the fit, watch the noseband. Again, just bringing it back to that fit issue. So beta biothane as a material, again, there's beta biothane and there's all others. This bridle, you can see the largest of the brow band, the cheek pieces, the metal is facing away from the horse. That's another thing that you're going to pick up with for comfort. This is a company that absolutely designed first and foremost by the horse, because they are, I know Kristen rode endurance for a long time, and I think she's drugged her husband along like so many of us do in our equestrian sport. The hardware is another thing to look at. This, I believe, is coated brass, chrome coated brass or stainless steel. When you're using imported hardware, for you guys up there in Canada, Montana, Alaska, when you start getting into the negatives, if you're using a cheap metal alloy, it can shatter like glass. Now, it doesn't happen a lot in bridles. I just want to make you aware of it as a material. It happens more often in blankets, but it's just one of the things you're looking at when quality and spending your money in tack. So this bridle, does it say everything? It's a Western racing bridle, retails for $65. It's going to be incredibly durable. Special ops going over there, it's this stuff you want. And one of the safety issues that came up in questions about beta biothane was, does it break? There was a rumor going around that it doesn't break. This stuff, as I said, is engineered for horses, and yes, it will break. A lot of the times, if a horse pulls back, it's not going to hang. Some of the cheaper ones with the nylon webbing, I can't testify to that. This is actually engineered to break upon the pull back of a horse, so it does not hurt them. And a lot of the times the fixtures will actually give, they're designed to actually give for another safety element. It really, you know, doing this bridle, it really points out the subtle differences in equipment designers and manufacturers between those that are putting it on the market for money and those who have absolutely no idea from one end of a horse to the other, and those whose care and you know, their devotion to our sport and their love of our horses is evident in everything they do, from the stitches to the quality of the hardware, to the way it faces outward for the horse's comfort, for the length of the brow band, from the and the throat latch for the ultimate comfort. And again, these guys do specialize in endurance, but because they have that knowledge, they can make our horses comfortable in any discipline. And the ease and care of biothane and the durability, ruggedness of this is bar none. I love all the new colors in there. Some of them are wild and crazy, and I encourage everyone to add one of these to their collection of tools, going to, along with their golf balls, going to the tack store and measure your horse, look at your anatomy, and look at your tag. Where are they made? What is it made of? And do a little research and make sure that bridle fit is good and safe, not close to the eye, not pressing down on those nerves for your horse. These are a good example. Now, if you want this bridle right here, it's called it's a horse size. It is a Western racing bridle. It says a nickel, Texas Star and nickel. Go to horseloversoutlet.com. Everything you see here is made in the United States. It's stitched here, it's manufactured here, everything. This is a 100% USA piece of equipment. Go to horseloversoutlet.com. Tell Kristen and Kent thank you for producing such a great quality product to keep our horses comfortable. And tell them why you want this, and they will choose, and I will send it, and you will have your very own beautiful, great fitting halter for you and your horse. Can't say enough good things about this this brand, this quality, this material. As far as a bridle goes, it's an A+, and that's my review.